Good afternoon. We start with the biggest story of the day in South Africa today. While unemployment has eased by 0.3 percentage points in the second quarter of the year to 32.6%, according to data from SSA, the youth remain the most vulnerable in the labor market. Our business reporter Ntokozo Khumalo caught up with the Youth Employment Service and the Chief Operating Officer Leanne Emery-Hunter and started off by asking her what the initiative makes of the latest data. Take a look.
It's an improvement and we're moving in the right direction. And it's good to see that we are close on pre-COVID unemployment levels. So that is positive. With that being said, we still know that we have an unemployment crisis, and 55% of young people between the ages of 15 and 34, which is really the age group that the Youth Employment Service focuses on, are unemployed. So, more than half of our population is excluded from the economy, which means that as much as we can celebrate this statistic, we can't put the brakes on. And we know that if we're looking at the positivity from the economic point of view and looking at, if economically and as a country we are starting to grow, jobs are being created, that is obviously something that we as a youth employment initiative celebrate, but we do understand that there's still a huge amount of work to be done, particularly to get youth to break the unemployment trap that they find themselves in. So the Youth Employment Service, yes, we work with the private sector, around 1,500 businesses, to get youth into that first job, which breaks the unemployment trap that so many young people find themselves in, where I can't get a job without experience and I can't get experience without a job. And the minute you get that first job, you are 3 to 7 times more employable. So, as I say, we do celebrate the progress, but we understand that we're still sitting on a crisis and we certainly can't put the brakes on.
And just breaking that cycle, Leanne, is really about keeping people active in the economy and not having them give up on their search for employment. So how do you work around getting young people that have perhaps completed their qualifications, so they're no longer, in school and studying, but they're also not in training? How do you build their appetite to want to be part of such programs so that they can get their foot in the door?
No, I don't think there's a lack of appetite for joining programs like YES from youth. I think the challenge is to try and get enough businesses to come on board and create the opportunities for young people. And I think to your point as well, with 7 million youth unemployed, I think young people often get really despondent. And once you've got, a decline or a no so many times, it's often difficult to keep your spirits up. So what we do at YES is try and create innovative pathways for youth. So we know that while we're sitting on 7 million unemployed youth, we also have the challenge that our education system doesn't necessarily prepare young people for the job market. We've seen some of the stats lately around primary school children not able to read for meaning, the fact that around 50% of young people entering the economy every year do not have a matric certificate. But concurrently, the jobs are being created in the first economy. You just drive down Sandton Drive and Cape Town CBD and you can see professional services, finance, digital. These are the industries where jobs are being created. So there's a mismatch. So what we do at YES is try and find ways, innovative ways for youth to break into the job market. So we will work with often turnkey partners in communities to place youth in community jobs, things like healthcare, education, entry-level digital jobs, jobs also that are really going to be future-facing, so tourism, global business services, green energy, because we really want youth to be as employable post the program as possible. And I think what we have seen is that when youth are given that chance, it immediately not only affects their lives, but the lives of their families, their communities. Over half of our youth come from grant recipient households, and we can just immediately see that ripple effect once they are given a chance. And my advice to young people would be, try and de-risk yourselves to future employers as much as possible. Even if you do not have formal employment, go and do training programs online if you are able to. Volunteer through your church, through your community, just to give yourself some experience. It is Women's Month. A young woman, if she has a reference letter and experience on a CV, she is doubly likely to win the job. So I think, often it does feel hopeless. We are sitting on a huge crisis, but we see the immediate impact that first-time work opportunity has on young people. And we hope that they go on to become the professionals, the entrepreneurs, the game changers who can change our society and our nation for the better in years to come.